Hey, what's up, guys? Wild Boy here, and I wanted to talk about this subject because I've been putting it off for a very long time, and I just feel like I need to address it because if I don't do it right now, I'm just going to forget it way down the road, and it's going to come back and probably bite me in the ass if I don't. But I wanted to talk about the subject just to get it off and to address what's been happening. If you've been on my if you've been watching my videos for somewhere between four to 5 years, I had a friend on my channel that I helped with by the name of Tyler Schmidt, and he was the only friend I had in high school, and I wanted to talk about why he hasn't been on this channel, or why I haven't been on his channel, and address that if we're friends anymore. And the answer is no. Me and Tyler are no longer friends. This is absolutely true. I've talked about this subject before. We tried to work things out in the past, but this video we're addressing that me and him are no longer friends, and I'm going to explain why in this video to get it out of the way. So I knew Tyler for about since seventh grade, since when I first moved to this town. He was I would say the only friend I had because he was the only one I knew or hanged out with outside of school. I went away to a day treatment school, and when I came back there, he took me under his wing. We hanged out afterwards. I stayed the night at his house many times. We made videos, went to a bunch of different places, and thinking, oh, he's a good friend. Why are you talking bad about him? And I'm just going to address why. For somewhere between so far between junior year and senior year, this is where one started going really downhill. Not so much junior year, but senior year, it's when it really started going downhill. Junior year is when I joined my high school drama club, and he was I wouldn't say mad about it because he did he did like me watching my plays and all that, and he also joined his last semester of senior year to, I don't know, was it to join me or not, but maybe just try to do, I don't know why he would do that, because there were other options, and he decided to join drama club for whatever reason. And the friends I had in high school drama club were absolutely different than the other friends I had in high school for different reasons. But with Tyler, I remember one of the main reasons that me and Tyler are no longer friends is that he would always talk smack or never say anything good to me about anything. He would always put me down, always find a way to make me feel, I don't know worthless is the right word or not, but he would always find a way. Say like when somebody was being mean, or when a substitute teacher was bullying me or being hateful to me, he would try to also make others feel sorry for him, saying that this happened to him as well on that same day. And a lot of people, and I was like, no, this didn't happen to you. This happened to me. This substitute teacher was calling me names, and you're just trying to pick up the guilt everyone feels for me, and you try to get your own whatever reasons. Kind of like how Boogie 2988 wants others to feel sorry for him to when something happens. Like for example, when this person, I can't remember his name, it's like Etekta. When Etekta took his own life, Boogie made a tweet saying that, he's suicidal too, and it's something that he can't put in his own shoes, and then everybody was mad about that. And then another time when a kid with terminal cancer got to play this Smash Brothers or whatever game, Boogie tried to take credit for that as well, stating that he also, that was his glad that his I don't know, for whatever reason, he said that, like, glad I was able to help out with this a lot. I'm like, dude, you did nothing to this. You did nothing. You did nothing for this. So, and then that's what Tyler was trying to make others feel bad for him while I was in that one. And speaking of the bully thing, I've been bullied in high school many of times. And out of those ties, most friends, if you had a close friend in high school, majority of them would stick up for you. Tyler never did. Tyler never stuck up for me. He would just either join in, laugh at people bullying me, or just sit there and do nothing. He never stood up for me one time at any times. And there was also other times where if I was fighting with somebody or arguing with this one, he would take the other person's side, despite saying, "Oh, I got your back. If anybody messes with me, they're messing with me." He would never do anything. He would never stood up for me. He never did anything as a friend actually would do. And then after he was always calling me calling me I'm a little kid because I collect the Blue's Clues tapes that I showed you, and I talked about that subject on those videos, collecting kiddie stuff like Blue's Clues tapes, Disney movies, a lot of stuff that I grew up with that have nostalgic feeling. And he's calling me, oh, that's a little kid, you need to watch so and so or watch whatever this is. And so, but anybody, he would always never said anything good things about me, especially with the YouTube channel. Tyler, the only reason Tyler has the YouTube channel is because of me. I'm the one who talked him into making videos. I was the one who was editing the reaction videos. I was the one editing his videos. Keep in mind that I didn't make the Bros React intro. That was Jack the Must made that. Jack the Must, a good friend of mine that I've known really well, even to this day, is the one who made the intro for Bros React. He's the one who also suggested a couple of other videos that me and Tyler would react to. He also helped promote Bros React as well. And anyway, I did tell Tyler that if you want to make Bros React without me, go ahead. I'm not stopping you, but I'm not going to edit your videos. Neither is Jackson. So you're either going to have to find somebody else to edit them or do it yourself. And there was another time I did one. This one really bothered me to hell. So around towards the end of my junior year of high school, around March, I would say early March, Tyler invited me. Well, his grandmother invited me to go to Memphis, Tennessee, to his grandmother's wedding. And even though me and Tyler are no longer friends, I really loved his grandmother. His grandmother was absolutely amazing. A really nice woman, very kind and friendly and all that. Really enjoyed hanging around with her or him at the same time. They invited me to go to his grandmother's wedding. I was actually a groomsman for their wedding. They asked me. I was actually the first groomsman because Tyler was the best man for his grandfather. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go. He's a couple days out of school. Going to Memphis and never got to see it. Get to go to Graceland, get to check out Elvis stuff. Yeah, I'll go. And we left one day after school. We didn't get there till midnight one night. The following day, it was more of a boring trip because when I go on vacation with my family, we like to get out of there and do stuff early in the day. And his family didn't. They would leave the hotel, get everything ready to leave to go sightseeing at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then an hour later it's back to the hotel for the rest of the night. I'm like, I gotta go do something. I cannot sit in this room for a very long time. And I'm not saying, it's like when me and my family go on vacation, we get up at least early enough in the morning to go do something right early, and then we don't get to the hotel until it's about time to go to bed. And keep in mind, I had to share a room with Tyler, his mother, and his brother. And I never got along with his mother. Neither did he. He didn't ever get along with his mother as well. His mother was talking to me, saying, I hope you feel comfortable for me telling you I'm on my period and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, that really doesn't, because even my own mother doesn't tell me when she's on her period, and I really wish she didn't have to tell me that. Just saying, oh, I'm not, just say it's that time of the month, or just saying, I'm on my period, so don't mind me. I hope you don't mind me telling you. Even my own mother doesn't tell me she's on her period. And then there was another time with other family members of Tyler's family. They all treated me, I wouldn't say bully me, but and I understand because I was the only one who went on that trip that wasn't related to anybody. I'm like, okay, maybe be nice, maybe pick on me as jokes or whatever, but they were absolutely mean. I would say maybe majority of them were absolutely mean to me. A couple or so were somewhat nice, but majority of them were very mean to me. Stating that one of them remember talking to him saying how come he is part of the wedding when he's not part of the family or whatever. And then there was another time we went to this barbecue place restaurant, and I don't eat barbecue, so. And I was the only one who got a soda, because they either drink water or sweet tea. And I'm like, okay, I gotta have a soda. I'm not drinking any of this. And so, then they got mad at me, saying that you need to drink sweet tea or water because it's good for you. Even though, for whatever reason, there was another time on that trip, we went to the mall for his uncle or whatever to get a suit or whatever, and so we were waiting, and so I went to go to Subway to get a foot-long sandwich, one of the sandwiches I only get at Subway, and then his mom got mad at me, bitching at me, stating that I'm spending too much on food that's not good. I'm like, dude, this is just my money. My parents said spend it on whatever I wanted to. If I want to spend $10 on Subway, then so be it. And then there was another time that we ordered pizza, and we were hanging out in the hotel lobby. and we were talking about something, and I remember it was talking to my cousins or something, and I told somebody or him, Tyler or somebody, stated that explaining that my cousin was murdered by an Indian. And you know how it's unfair that the justice system stating if it was the other way around. His mom was bitching at me, stating that if I was in California, I would have been shot and dead on the spot, but that would have happened. I'm like, dude, lady, we're far from California. Just because you grew up in California and giving me these tips doesn't mean it's gonna happen at some hotel in the middle of Memphis, Tennessee. I mean, I understand Memphis is probably one of the most dangerous cities in America, but stating bitching at me just every time I say something, just like, let me just speak my mind. And then I remember his one time his aunt called me a moron, an idiotic moron, because I told her that we went through Compton, Linwood, and all that on the way to Hollywood because we didn't want to go through the traffic. She called me an idiotic moron for doing that. I'm like, well, better than drive through those towns in 20 minutes and spending 2 hours on the freeway. And I'm sure many people thought about doing that too. I suggested, especially don't go at night. Even my dad said, I'm not going through Compton that night, so either we can leave now or get on the freeway on the way home. So, but yeah, my trip to Tennessee was pretty bad. It was pretty much nothing but a waste of my time, and I really told Tyler that. We did hang out after a couple months afterwards when I graduated. After we graduated high school, we hanged out a couple more times. I remember the last time we hanged out, we were talking about something. It was around the time when Angry Grandpa died. That was around the last time we talked or hanged out, either at his house or my house. Was around the time Angry Grandpa passed away, and we were talking about that one day. And I don't know what came over me or whatever. He said something. I'm just like, okay, dude, you gotta leave, go, or whatever. And then and that was the last time I spoke to him. You know, he messaged me a couple of times stating, you know, well, you know, I'm in college. I got better friends, or have better friends and more friends that I did than I did in high school. These people in college wants to hang out with me and all. Always wanted to stop with me and hang out, even to this day. Even though I'm not going this semester, again. Even if I'm not going, they still want to hang out with me, especially with my friend, another friend, one of my closest friends from college. Even though he graduated back in May, we still hang out. We hanged out at least 2 or 3 times after he graduated, you know, because he's one of the, I told him I wish I had a friend like him in high school, even though I didn't. And, you know, he's a really good friend of mine. Even his wife is a really good friend of mine too, and they're really absolutely amazing people. I remember him messaging me one day. This is when I stopped talking to him because he commented on my videos a couple of times. He messaged me through Facebook and had my number, and I didn't reply to any of those. I deleted his comments on YouTube, hoping he would take the hint of me, you know, leave me alone. I don't want to be friends with you any longer. And then one time he said, the last message he asked me, he asked me that if we're gonna hang out and do more videos and all that, and if we can hang out with your college friends. And I told him, you know, there has been a reason I have not been messaging you. There has been many reasons. You were a terrible friend. You did things friends wouldn't do to each other. Your family was absolutely mean to me. And then I told him, like I said, I wrote him a long message saying there's been reasons. You never said any positive things about me. You did things friends shouldn't do. Your family was absolutely mean to me when I saw them. You thought you were better than everybody. And so he made a couple of videos. I know he made a couple of videos a couple of months ago this past summer, explaining that, you know, Bros Rec are going to have new people or whatever, him doing vlogs or whatever. And then he made a video last week or a couple of weeks ago, asking me about the message, him stating that he's going to be moving to California. And now, of course, in that video, he wants to say positive stuff after I told him that he never said any good things about me. So those are pretty much the reasons why I am no longer friends with Tyler. Now, that doesn't mean I hate Tyler by any means, because I've known him for so long. I remember him in his video explaining that he's moving to California sometime next year, working or something. And even though me and him are no longer friends, and I don't want to hang out with him anymore, if he ever does get to go back there, I definitely wish him the best of luck with him and his future, what his future holds for him. Tyler, if you're saying this, I wish you nothing but best when you move to California, but please quit bothering me. We're far from being a good friend. You did stuff friends wouldn't do to somebody. Those are pretty much the reasons me and him aren't friends anymore. Now you're probably saying, oh, you know, you're just high school boys. You know, he did this stuff after we graduated. He still kept calling me names and doing all this other shit. I know that's kind of a dick move, but maybe explaining why me and him aren't friends hopefully sees the truth in him. So my advice to you, or suggestion, that if you are subscribed to Tyler's channel, who are subscribed to mine, who found Tyler's channel because of me, my advice is please unsubscribe from him, because you know he's just a very toxic person. I know that's kind of might be a dick move. He may see this or may not. I don't know. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Nothing much else to say besides thank you guys a lot for watching, and see you guys in a future video. Take it easy.